Are we live?
All right. Hey guys, it's Roger Hayer, Brittany Daly, and Rosie. We're excited to be here.
But what's
And
the last name?
She's just Rosie.
you don't need a last name, Rosie?
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to start the show off by going over what's happening in the Golden Triangle. We're going to start alphabetically with Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. And then you don't want to miss this part. We're just going to go over our handpicked properties. And if you like what you see, please contact one of our team members. And most likely Brittany will have all the information on it in the show, and you definitely want to reach out to her. So with that, let's get started.
Cool.
Rosie, what's that look?
I don't know. You went straight for the kill. You didn't prime me for the conversation.
Well, okay, so you might be wondering who's this show for, right? This show is for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or someone looking to buy their dream home. At Rivet, we feel like every real estate purchase is an investment into your future. This show is also for other real estate professionals because at the end of the day, we're all in this together.
Did you just read it off the paper?
No,
You memorized it?
I memorized it.
Oh,
Do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew he would come around to it one day. Can you fix that little white background in the back?
I don't have any. I don't have any white.
Ouch. There you go. Better.
Come on. Okay.
I got OCDs, guys. All right. Well, I'm so excited. Our Thursday time has become our favorite time. Brittany, you had a walkthrough today, didn't you?
I did.
And she was like, I'm not going to be in the webinar today. And I was like, the frame is not going to look good. I don't have somebody to play around with. And Roger is going to have this monotone report. And I'm going to be like, I need some juiciness in my conversation. And then you said, walkthrough canceled. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you, I was really excited because I thought I was going to have to put up with Rosie's interruptions. And I was like, okay, I need something to even the energy up in here, you know?
I'm here.
Yay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not going to interrupt today then.
Rosie, whose book is this? Take Me to Truth.
Oh my gosh.
Is this
Don't-
your book?
Yeah, don't write on it. It's my book, okay?
Okay.
It's really good book. Like if you guys are looking to read about, here's the thing. Real estate is what we get to do after we have become the people that we are aspiring to be. Like I can flat out say real estate has made me a better human being. Bree, how about you?
Yeah.
That's all?
Do you want me to? I knew we had a lot to talk about today. I was just like, okay, are we shooting the shit going deeper into this?
You just said a bad word.
I got called out 5 times at dinner last night because I kept saying bad words by my
Well,
kid.
you got called out by your kid?
Yeah.
You liked it, didn't you?
And I'm like, oh, you know what a bad word is? Good.
So Rosie, there's something I wanted to share with the audience, and I just picked this book.
Can you show everybody the book? Can you show everybody the book?
This is the book, Take Me to Truth, Undoing the Ego.
A really good friend and a mentor, Chase Hughes, recommended that I read that.
He's an amazing human being. So
the number one human behavior expert in the world. I love him.
It talks about a certain kind of love, right? And it says, if this level of love is your desire, then only one change is necessary in your perception. To see that there is no other, you are it. Whatever you give, all the love, forgiveness, patience, trust, allowing, accepting, and non-judgment comes back to you, because in the end, there's only you reflected in every single interaction you have with another. I thought that was beautiful.
Can you read the last part one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
In the end, what?
Let's see. It says, because in the end, there's only you reflected in every single interaction you have with another. I really like that.
So basically, we see ourselves in others.
So it's like whatever, basically, what I get from it is whatever I extend onto others, I'm doing for myself. But it's also like, wouldn't you say it's also creating a way of life? Because how can you be one way with others in a whole different way with yourself?
Yeah, you can't.
Right?
Or it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Or you can, but you won't be living in your truth.
It's a lot of changing, a lot of like being one way with the world and one way with yourself. It's kind of weird.
Maybe that's what integrity is, to be who you are on and off camera, same body.
Yeah.
Wow. So what I was really trying to say was that real estate I think real estate just became an excuse to become a better human being at some point, because the amount of equanimity, the equanimity of mind that's needed to navigate complexities of every transaction. And I've been in this for over 15 years. I don't think any two transactions have ever been the same. Like you could, I don't know if you, how can you, if two human beings are not same, then two transactions can't be same, right?
Even two people doing even two transactions with the same people are different.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I was surprised how much, I was in Aristotle said that, and I once again Chase had mentioned it since we brought up the book. He said the size of the things that bother a person tells the size of that human being.
yeah, definitely.
So if I'm bothered by a little disruption in real estate transaction, that tells me what's the existence, what is the size of my existence. And to be able to accommodate hundreds of transactions at one time, to be able to show up as an anchor for people when things are disruptive and their shelter is in question, it takes a huge development of mind and body, and a consistent one. It's not something it's one and done, you became understanding of it. We have impulsivity as well, we go back to our old ways as well. We have to remind ourselves. And I think that is a service that is our commitment to other people. And it is also a service. What has been for you all? What do you think real estate revealed to Brittany Hugo? What do you
What
think real estate revealed to you about you?
what do I think real estate revealed to me about myself? That is a good question. Let me ponder on that.
While you ponder, Roger, you?
Let's see. First off, you're pointing in the wrong direction. I'm not here. Sorry, here. I'm just joking. I think what real estate has done for me is caused me to, and I think everybody's going to have this experience. They don't have to be in real estate, right? Like whatever walk of life they're on, they're going to be revealed something. And so I just love reading, and I think that came from real estate. Did you guys see Maroon?
What did it reveal about you?
Is that I love to read. I love to read and I love to think. And Varun says real estate made me real.
Ooh.
Mic drop.
Varun is on a hunt to become a rapper.
Y'all are on the same path, Rosie.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, you know what? I can always use some leverage. I don't have to do it all by myself. Oh gosh. So, man, y'all are so fake. I'm disappointed at y'all's answers.
No,
That's,
I'm
I
not
didn't give
disappointed
an
in my
I
answer.
love
answer.
to read. I'm not sold on that. You're
That's
telling me that real estate revealed that you love to read? You love to read.
okay. I think I'm going to say this, and maybe some people won't agree with me, but I do believe that reading helps us gain honor with ourselves, with how we are with the world, and when we have a greater perception and a greater reality, because the more we read, more we're exposed to greater realities of others, right? Of all the people that walk before us. And so when we're expanding our horizons through reading, I feel like that just expands our world. And then that expands the amount of focus and attention and how to assess and deal with problems.
You know what I was gonna say? From what you just said,
Yeah.
it made me think about that, like real estate. Well, reading what you're saying is kind of like it's expanding your tolerance.
Yeah.
Real estate at times expands my tolerance. I still have a lot of work to do on that. But I do think that our tolerance has become at a higher level year after year after year, dealing with different things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Although we do fall short and our tolerance becomes low sometimes, we get frustrated.
Yeah.
I appreciate, by the way, y'all can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate your answer, Bree, because it was much more real and authentic. I'm still waiting for Roger to just open up and tell me what he really revealed about himself, and I know it will come to him, and I will share mine in the meantime. Thank you for that, Bree. So what I learned about myself is that in the beginning of my career, I was mistaking movement for achievement. I
Really.
felt like just because I was moving and running around and getting things done, that I was actually moving the needle, which is not true. It is not at all true. And oftentimes we mistake the power of slowing it down and thinking on what is the ideal outcome I'm seeking in the moment. A lot of actions were out of impulsivity and out of, which is, impulsivity is fear. It is fear, and do I know enough? Am I capable enough? Can I go above and beyond for someone? Can I really solve this problem? Like, what else is going to show up that I'm not aware of? It almost like I felt like my competence is my confidence, which I realize is not true. Your competence is not your confidence. Your competence only enables you to do things. My confidence came from knowing that I'm willing to show up for someone the way I don't know if anybody else will. And somebody could probably show up better than that.
Mhm.
But in that moment, I knew I'm the best thing that's going to happen for someone because I genuinely cared for it.
While you were saying that, Rosie, it made me think of something that happened to me the other day. I was meeting with a builder and on a construction site and was asking them a couple of questions. And they just had like an answer for everything, but they weren't answering my real question, right? They were just like, "Oh yeah, well this is just the way it's done," and da da da. Oh, and I'm like, "Okay, well why is it done that way?" And they would say, "Well, this is like because blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, what if we did it a different way?" And I was like, "Okay, this is stuff that like we used to do back in the day. Like you have the answer, right? Like you're saying your competence, but you if the client or the person is not feeling heard and you're not truly understanding why are they asking that question, what about that question is important to them, no matter what you say, you're going to be butting heads the whole time.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. This is the
You know what
biggest
you just made
problem.
me think of? You made me think of Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid.
I never
That's a
saw
really good movie. I think all of our home buyers should watch that movie because the process is wax on, wax off, right?
Mhm.
And I think inside of that, what happens is that we lose scope of the process and how to go about it and how to slow down. And so, as you said, I imagine that person firing off those answers because they're in a super insecure place and they feel like they have to keep shouting something out and get the attention off of them. And they're not even going to address the real issue because they're running away from something.
Yep. And I think seeing that having an answer for everything is competence is mistake. I think more than competence, I care to now generally understand the other person.
Yeah.
I think if I have transformed in any way, I have replaced my competence with curiosity. And I hope more and more.
That's what did I tell you at lunch today? I said the number one thing that real estate has revealed for me is that we need to come from curiosity. She stole mine. She stole mine.
Bullet. And then did
I don't remember you saying that, but I'm going to let you fly with it. But by end of this call, you better tell me
No, no,
and
no, no, no.
us what it
Listen, listen,
really
listen.
revealed.
Okay, my very first book that I picked up when
Again,
I was
not what you
frustrated
read.
and I was frustrated with real estate. So I picked up a book called Slight Edge. And Slight Edge, what it talked about is becoming and doing a little bit more, and so that you have an edge on things. We've all heard of the concept before. It's not rocket science. But we need to be reminded of these things time to time, right? So, how do I gain an edge in my day? How do I become a better investor? How do I become a better realtor? Like it's just these little things that actually kind of just build it up. And then I think Rosie's reading it now, but Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, I'm going back to Think and Grow Rich, guys. I'm reading whole different stuff. Here's what I have realized. Okay. Think and Grow Rich, and I'm sure, guys, you guys can grab that book at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, wherever. It's so easy. That book has been one book that is mentioned consistently for decades and centuries for every successful person in one form or another. And oftentimes, when I feel stuck in my vision, I go back to it because they talk about the relationship with Mr. Barnes, and Edwin Barnes, and who was the guy? I forgot. Edison. He wants to go into
Addison.
business with an Edison.
Yeah.
Mr. Barnes wanted to go in business with Edison, and he shared the story that Napoleon Hill said that when he studied over 500 successful business people, and he realized that no amount of luck, money, or opportunity determined the success as much as taking initiative, having faith, and true will to win.
Hmm.
And you know what makes me so empowered hearing this? Initiative, comes from within. I don't need it from anybody else. My faith comes from within. I don't need to get it from anyone else. My will to win comes from within. I don't need it for anyone else. So, the three most important ingredients that anybody needs to become successful in their endeavor, it all happens within them. So, who gets to decide how much initiative, will, and faith I carry into any endeavor? I do. You know how freeing of a thought that is? That nobody else controls my success except me. And if I can be 100% real with myself, and I can look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, have I taken 100% initiative on what I want to achieve? If the answer is no, go back to the drawing table. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Get things going. Do I have faith in my ability to do something? Am I favored by the higher power? Or am I doubting my actions? Am I doubting my ability? Am I in comparison all the time? And if I do, then I can easily replace it with faith because it's readily available if you choose to look up and believe in it. And last is will to win. Do I have a will to win at it? Or am I just gonna let it go at the very first failure I'm going to see, very first rejection? You know how many times I've questioned myself in the back end thinking, well, maybe it's not for me, or maybe I'm not made to do this. And this thought comes every time before I take action. That voice just never goes away.
Yeah.
And every time I have to ask myself, that okay, if I don't do it, then who else will? If I see it, then I got to do it. And if I believe it enough, then I wouldn't give up on it so quickly. It's that simple. All great things have come from these three initial thoughts. So I know we went on a little bit of a detour today, but I think it's very important for our listeners to understand this because they see us as people who are broadcasting real estate news, but we are real human beings doing real stuff, real life in the back end. And nothing really matters. You guys buy a home or not, we really don't care. You buy an investment or not, we really don't care. But if what we did together didn't make a difference in your life, then what good is that purchase, anyways? There's so many brokers and agents out there, they want to hide behind complexity, hide behind their pretty desk and camera. We're willing to meet you face to face. And maybe we were too busy meeting you face to face that we didn't show up on the camera soon enough, you know? So I'm excited about our coffee dates together on Fridays. You guys want to see us? We're going to be at the coffee shop at Pine View off of 45 and Research Boulevard, Friday 9 to 11. Stop by, say hello. We're going to be discussing business. We're real people doing real
Next Friday.
next
Starting
Friday,
next Friday.
starting next Friday. So, in this world of fake profiles, fake people, this is real estate with real people sharing real best practices that will transform your life.
Yeah.
So I want you all to know that life has humbled us and grounded us. And we are every day reminded of how we are not in control of everything or anything. And I generally hope that us working together would actually change something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on that note, changing something, I would now like to go back to what Roger had prepared for us. He
All right.
has
Fantastic.
really taken some of my doubts and replaced it with faith, and a lot
Yeah.
of my I don't know what to do and turn it into an initiative. So I'm looking forward to it. So Roger, take it away.
Absolutely. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Rosie. And I woke up this morning and it was a different day. It's a new dawn. I can feel it. Like there's just something in the air. It's so electric. And I just felt like all of these patterns and this same old same is going to be a thing of the past. It just feels like a new dawn. I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
I was just thinking of that song. You know that song?
No, I don't know that
I'm not
song.
singing on the camera.
I don't know. You're going to sing for us?
No, I don't
Oh,
think I
okay.
heard that.
All right, guys. So look, this is what we've done. And I think you're going to find this to be extremely valuable, right? Because when we're thinking about the market and we're saying that the market has gone up so much and it's gone down so much, it's hard to really perceive what does that mean. So especially in the last few years, a lot's happened, a lot's unfolded. We had COVID and then we had interest rates going up. Well, how does that relate to everything? And how has that impacted the median home price? What about volume? And also, we wanted to take this moment to geographically go over a few areas, and we'll make a more thorough report available to you as an attachment, a PDF attachment in the email. So if you haven't yet, please register. You can go to ribbitre.com and register on the website, and you'll be sure to get all of our emails automatically once you've done that. So we're going to take a look at COVID and what happened between COVID and interest rates going up, which was a 2-year period. COVID started in March of 2020. Interest rates went up in March of 2022. Now, and then we're also going to take a look at the time that interest rates went up and the present moment, which is also 2 years. So between that, I think you're going to get a really good understanding of what's going on in the market. So let me share my screen.
I'm excited.
Can't wait.
Okay, and let me see. Can you guys see my screen?
I can't.
Beautifully. Perfect.
Okay. All right, so I'm the real estate weatherman. All right, this is the real estate weatherman report, and I think we can do this once in a while. We'll look at key pivotal moments in real estate, and we'll compare and contrast what's been going on. So in Austin, between COVID and interest rate hikes, you can see this graph. And if we look at this graph, we were inching really up here close to, I mean, above between 6 and 700K as our median home price. And the number of listings that we had brought onto the market in those 2 years was 32,420. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And now this is between interest rate hikes and the present moment. So as we said, it was between 6 and 700. We've come down quite a bit, right? And now it's going back up. And why I think that's significant, the going back up or the coming down and going back up is so significant is because it's, are people now comfortable with where we are as far as interest rates go? And
Much more comfortable.
much more comfortable, right? And let me see here. There's a report that I'll share in the following emails that talks about the number of listings going down because people are landlocked. They're feeling locked in their homes. They don't want to give up their interest rate to buy a new home. And I think that's still true, and we'll see in the following slides. So we're going to go over a few suburbs of Austin, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start off with central Austin, and then we're going to move out into the Round Rock and Pflugerville areas and Georgetown as well, because Georgetown's on the news for being such a rapidly growing suburb. And so here we have 78701, and we saw the prices touching just barely over 800 as it was, and now of course we also see an incline here in pricing.
Guys, I want you all to pay attention to the incline.
Now here's before
It's
COVID.
real.
Here's between COVID and interest rates.
Yeah.
2020 to 2022.
Yeah.
Here's 22 to 24.
Wow.
Right? So it's pretty much it's reaching this 1 million and even going into 1.6, right? And this is all while interest rates are gone up.
And this is like Roger did this one particular thing for 78701 zip code. Remember this, that we can do it for any zip code.
We can do it for any zip code.
Yeah, we have hundreds of zip codes. We cannot just put it on one webinar, but we want to make sure we share it with you, what's happening. Roger, go.
So in 78701, we'll see in 2022, we significantly cut back on the listings, right? It would be almost 50% of the volume because interest rates went up, everybody froze. And Rosie, you can tell us about this more than anybody can, about the grief cycle and how people interpret things, how they have to come to acceptance, right? It's a long journey. So, we can Google it and share a slide on that too. But I think that's ultimately what's this indicative
But there's
of.
a very important point to notice here, right? They're active listings from January to April. Look at this. In 2022, there were 75. In 2023, people were like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to have to go on the market.
Yeah.
And in 2024, they're not slowing down.
No.
They're like, hey, we got to be on the market.
Yeah.
Right? So is it that interest rates have gone down between 2023 and 2024? We're hovering over the same parallel. But people are like, hey, I need to move on with my life. Everybody moves on. Go for it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then 78702, a little bit of the same story because they're such in proximity, right? So it's barely reaching up to 800s. And as we see after COVID, between interest rates going up in the present moment, it's kind of grabbing its foothold, right? Now, same story. In some neighborhoods, you're going to see a larger decrease in listings.
Yeah,
So
but in 2024,
78701.
we went to 185.
Yeah, and I think that's because they're still building those condos, and there's still high rises going up. There's
Okay,
new
good.
construction happening, right? So I'm going to jump on over to now the domain area.
Okay.
So this is domain area, and we saw prices over 500 reaching for 6. Okay, and here after interest rates gone up, it's come down quite a bit. So when would you want to buy? You want to buy when the prices are down,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
And if we look at
Can you go back,
volume,
please? Can you go back, please? Okay, I really want people to kind of acknowledge something here, okay? Like in 2022, July, look at where the prices were in April and July of 2022. Okay, and if you, no, right here, right here, right? And Roger, if you would just move that cursor horizontally to the right, all the way to the right, all the way to the right. Do you see what's happening? We are catching up on the prices that were prior to interest rate hike.
oh, good point.
So although interest rates have not dropped down, but buyer confidence has gone back in the market. So this is an indicative that we are a strong market. And you know, it might not be a bad idea. Varun is on the call. He might have access to it. We need to start showing the videos because I want to simply grab every single idiot out there who's making videos and saying, you know what, market is going to drop 34% and Austin is number 1 on the list. Tennessee is number 2 on the list. Sorry, Nashville is on number 2 on the list. They're just coming up with these views. Be careful. You need to watch if these people are doing it for views and number of hits and likes, because more fear and more drama, more hits and more likes.
Yeah.
You're not popular for saying the truth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, media would be so loved.
Now let's take a look at. I want to show you Georgetown, and of course we'll share these with everybody. So let's see. This is Pflugerville, and now Georgetown, right? So Georgetown, again, we're reaching for about 500 before interest rates went up, and right here after interest rates went up. It's very leveled out, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
now
not
there's
bad.
other areas, and
So basically, what you're saying is that Georgetown kind of maintained its value.
yeah,
It didn't drop as big as people thought it would.
no, and I think
Wow, you have all these information like on Frisco and everywhere.
yeah, exactly. And I wanted to share with you Taylor, which I thought was really interesting, right? Let's see.
Look at Taylor.
1 second. Yeah. So this is Taylor. A lot of people thinking, hey, the Samsung plant's going in. We're going to get rich. 598 listings, and look at here. I think what's setting in for these people, if we could just kind of imagine for a second, they're saying, okay, there's this big factory coming in here. It doesn't look sexy.
No, you're saying the listings went down?
No. The price. Look at the price. Well, price was 350, right? And now I guess it's still at 350, pretty much more or less.
Yeah,
It's 300.
it's not. Yeah,
There's been
it's
a little bit of a pullback, right? But there's
yeah,
other
there is a
communities.
pullback, but I don't see a decline. But
No, it's not
I do think that there is one thing that is undeniably true. People are not feeling like, oh my gosh, I should move to Taylor because there's a bigger factory there. What's really indicative of that is there is a good economy there.
Now,
Land will appreciate, but people want to live
here's
a lifestyle. They don't want to live behind a factory.
here's Sherman, and Sherman is also getting a chip factory, right? So
Yeah,
Sherman, we're seeing 275 maybe right here, 1,500 listings,
yeah,
and then now it's up, right? It's
yeah.
300 and a little bit more. And
So
I think
basically, these second-tier markets that are supposed to lose value right away, like whenever the real estate market is disrupted, the outskirts loses value first. But this is indicative that we have a strong market because even during disruption, Taylor and Sherman did not lose value
no.
and
Well,
activity.
Sherman, I think really played out a little bit better, and it's because you can't commute so far from work every day.
Yeah.
And Taylor, I think you have that option of
Hutto is
living
right
in
there.
Colorado.
Round Rock, yeah.
You don't have to live on top of the factory, right? Yeah.
Or
So I
you can
think
go
that's-
further into Rockdale or
Oh,
Thorndale.
Rockdale's getting a brand new subdivision, first brand new subdivision in 40 years.
Wow. Okay.
So
Wow.
I've driven out to Rockdale, and let me tell you something. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but Rockdale, is not nice. Was not nice. But I think because of its proximity to now the Samsung plant,
Rockdale was
we
not.
might want to start looking at it.
I also think, the Samsung, it's not, the factory isn't there yet. So what happened was the hype was there. Everyone was going crazy, right? Hype kind of died down a little bit as people kind of started to push pause on everything. But once things start to, I mean, we saw a slight dip, but it's not there yet. Just like once Tesla was built, right? Properties keep going up and up and up. Same thing is going to happen in Taylor as well.
Now I want to share something with you here. Yes, a great point, Brittany. Thank you so much. So I want to share this with you. Houston, 69,000 listings in those 2 years between COVID and interest rate hike. And now look, 10,000 less listings. I know you remember that time between COVID and interest rates, there were no listings. We were already struggling with the number of listings on the market.
Yeah.
And it hasn't, I mean, we're still 10,000 listings. I don't know what you guys think.
So basically, what you're indicating is that we're coming from COVID to interest rate hike time
Yeah.
frame. We were always saying that we are short of listings. We don't have enough inventory to sell.
Yeah.
And with the interest rate hike, only the properties are taking longer to sell. It's not necessarily that we have doubled our inventory. We might have we have in some areas gone from half a month to a 3-month inventory. But if we look at an average overall, we probably went from 2.5 to 3.5. So it's not like we all of a sudden have a 6-month inventory on the market.
Right.
So I think what you're really trying to show is that two things we can look at. We have not increased the inventory that much. And second, those were the same number of listings on the market when the market was hot. And they're the same number of listings on the market now when the market is, we're saying, disrupted. Well, now I say like this because it's really disrupted, because I don't think I have some really badass things to share today on that.
See, here's look, check that out. It says the lock-in effect is hitting home buyers and may get worse. And so the Federal Reserve has been taking this survey from Americans since 2014. And they said this is the highest recorded since the agency started asking Americans this question about what they expect mortgage rates to do. And most Americans believe that mortgage rates are going to climb. And the survey said to 9.7% in 3 years. So if interest rates are going to climb, and there's a consensus about this, there's a pessimism around, I think more and more people are going to, first off, not want to sell until they do. And then we're going to have a lot of buyers. Well, we should have buyers who want to buy right now. If I was a buyer, I'd want to buy now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever benefited by putting it off. Interest rates or no interest rates, it has always costed people. Like people who are now struggling with higher interest rates, I remember them saying, I wish I'd done. Even the sellers that I'm taking on the market right now, you have no idea. Like every single listing except one that we brought on the market this year sold. And each one of them said to me on that appointment, I wish I had done it a few years ago. And what were they thinking 3 years ago? Oh, market is going to keep going up. I don't want to kick myself in the butt for selling it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like the only rule that is golden and stands the test of time is you continue to buy. If you can, you do.
Yeah.
And you buy it at the best price. You don't try to overpay for it. And especially when you see these little U-turns, little cusps in the market, that's when you buy. You're not buying interest rates. I keep saying this, and I really hope people just get it finally, that you don't buy interest rates, you buy real estate. You don't buy interest rate, you buy real estate. And just move into the market quickly. So thank you for sharing that, Roger. Bree, what you got today? I know you mentioned some properties in Austin and Point Venture that are great investments for people.
Yeah, let me share my screen. I always.
I was wondering if we can actually do something very powerful today. Keep going.
Okay, I want to show you two properties. Okay, so look at this cash flow on these first two. Can y'all can I?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. Oh,
Yeah.
now we can really see it.
Oh,
Look
what
at
an
this, guys.
experience.
What?
Yes,
That's amazing.
30% down. You have two properties, one in Point Venture. These are basically almost brand new. Okay,
Uh-huh.
they're 3 There are 3 basically townhomes almost
Mhm.
selling for $870. The average rent that you can get for all 3 is $6,300, and I'm being conservative on the numbers. Okay.
Mhm.
Then look at this one. This is called Circa at the Domain. Completely remodeled fourplex right by the Domain. Look at this.
My goodness.
Wow.
So on
And Bree, wow. Okay, hold on. I gotta really ask you a question here. Didn't we find out that
That's gorgeous.
the new loan program that people can get it for 6.5%, even investors? Can you all tell viewers about that?
Yes. Okay. So there's a brand new loan program that hold on. I can't see y'all. I have to stop sharing because I can't see you.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
messes. Okay, got to see your pretty faces. Where the lender actually pays for basically a 1-1 buy down, right? So a 1% buy down for 2 years. So let's
Mhm.
just pretend the current rate that you are getting is 7%. Lender buys down the rate at no cost to you, no cost to the seller either. Lender takes that responsibility, buys down the rate to 6%. So year 1 and year 2, you're only paying 6%. Then
Mhm.
after that, you go back up to the 7. However, you have a free refinance at any point in time during 5 years.
Oh,
For
free.
free,
Ooh.
completely free to
Wow.
you. Lender takes on that. They pay for the appraisal. They give you a credit for title company fees and everything like that. And they waive their lender fees as well. So this is for first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, you're downsizing, and investors.
Wow. God bless all these lenders because they're doing their job. We need more and more money moving into the market. And wow, this is great news. Brie, I know this is something we talked about. Make sure I have a flyer for it. I want to advertise it for our next 3 listings that are coming on the market.
I got you.
Yeah. Hey, great. So, on that note, there are a couple of things I want to do. We always want to keep things real. And today, I want to take a moment and see if we can, together as a team, debunk some of the myths around this particular property that I saw on the market. And I thought it was so interesting on what realtors and brokers were saying. I just wanted to make sure I didn't just open up my laundry in front of all of y'all with all my screen tabs open.
Do it. Yo,
Sharing is caring.
Okay, for if I can just type right, how about that? Okay. All right. Well, I'm about to lose y'all's pretty faces very soon after sharing the screen, but I'm gonna ask you guys question if you can share screen. Share screen. All right. Matrix. All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys one thing. This property is 113 Matheson Drive, and it is a big conversation in our broker world right now. So if you look at this property up bigger so you guys can see it closer. Now, this property has been bought in 2021 at 470. The same house 2 3 years is going back on the market at 565 and is sitting on the market for 42 days and is not getting sold, right? Bree, we have sold properties in Savannah Ranch. You remember it?
Yep.
Okay. So today I'm going to share with you guys, and I want you all to, Bree and Roger, you take your pen out and paper. I really want to hear your back on this. So this property is 2752 square footage, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath in Savannah Ranch, which is recently built neighborhood in Leander, listed for 565, 42 days on the market, not sold. Originally, they were on the market at 575. Let's look at the pictures real quick. A corner lot, garage, and ready for the insides?
Yeah.
Updated floors, barn door, updated light fixtures, office come playroom, game room, creative kitchen, contrast cabinets, infinity countertops. And I want y'all to know, builders don't do this.
Mm-mm.
Bree, do you think a builder would get this done
No,
for a
the
house?
and especially not there. No, the builder
So
did not.
a seller bought the buyer bought the
Rosie, why
property.
is your mic popping so much?
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe now better.
yeah.
Okay, so if you look at it, the buyer who bought the property, buyer did not hesitate in remodeling it and customizing it. He painted the cabinets, redid the countertops, redid the faucets and light fixtures,
Added
recessed
the barn
lighting,
doors. Oh yeah, they did. That's nice.
right? And Bree, you and I have been selling stuff for quite some time. Can we agree that this is a handful of money slapped onto the property?
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of
Even
money.
the bathrooms, blue.
So you might change your mic.
Yeah, it's kind of cutting in and out. Oh wow, that's a big upgrade.
That's a huge upgrade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
It's
almost
still,
every,
it's still doing it. I'm sorry. I'm sure our viewers will probably find it difficult to hear.
so hold on, let me make sure. So it just
Go
started
to
happening now?
settings and change.
Yeah, it just started happening
When
now.
you share, when you shared, yeah.
Okay, so okay. Well, I just now how about this now?
Yeah, better.
Better, okay. So I'll just stay in this spot. So here's the thing what I'm trying to show you guys, okay? If you go back to my screen that I was sharing before, what is the reason you think this property is not moving?
We don't see anything. Oh,
What do you think this property has? It's a great condition. It's not bad, right? This is 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, one on the main and three on the other floors, 2013 built. And let's quickly see why these
I'll tell
properties.
you what I think it is.
Huh?
And I've seen this through my 15 years of being in real estate. Well, first off, I'm sure the price is probably not correct, right?
Look at this.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
the price is not correct.
Look at this, and here's why I say that. Anytime you are selling in a neighborhood, you want to know what the absorption rate is. So in Savannah Ranch and Leander, look at this. If I put that property down, like I have to be careful on how I type things up too, because sometimes people don't really spell things out all the way. So I'm just going to call it Savannah. I'm not going to put ranch in the back so we can grab everything in Leander. Look at this
Yeah,
11
okay.
match.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
gonna
plus
yeah,
it's still
okay.
6.
Okay.
There's hardly any sold data in last 90 days. Only
mhm.
one property got under contract. And if there is a 34, 32, and another 2,700 square footage listed on the market, $50,000 lower than you got to weigh your options quick. Because very soon, guess what? This property is 34 square footage, might not have all the cute upgrades and stuff, but they got the square footage.
Mhm.
So they can easily go in and do all the upgrades that they have done and still come out on top. And then,
I know one thing I've learned or seen you and Bree do quite often is do a measurement. Like, if we want to spend 575 here or 565, then what keeps us from going out a little bit and shopping for 565 in the area?
Yeah.
yeah,
Now, I'll tell you this house you're showing me right now, what's it priced at?
509.
I would rather buy that house just because of the neutral paint.
Yeah.
So I have found in my 15 years of being in real estate that you could have blue cabinets, but then now you're only appealing to a certain group of people that like blue cabinets. And it's better to go neutral. And I think the upgrades these people did, I think the patio, the screened in patio, that's a really nice and elegant touch. I think barn doors are great, but again, it's just too many unconventionals. Like barn doors, I love barn doors, and I know it might really piss some people off because they like barn doors too, but that's not what we're talking about. I think anytime we just keep adding on the different variables, like okay, I got blue cabinets, now I got a barn door, and now
Yeah.
it
I
just
And
keeps adding
and
up.
I will tell you most likely what's happening right now. Brico.
I was gonna say, I think, they always say don't be the nicest house in the neighborhood, right? You can,
Mhm.
if you are going to be doing remodels, right? Do a remodel in a way that either number one, you're going to be there for a long time to enjoy it, right? Or number two, do a remodel that's in line with the rest of the area. Because if you're doing all of these kind of upgrades, of course you're spending money on it. I'm not saying that the bathroom remodel isn't beautiful, right? But that bathroom is not in any of the other homes. So you can't justify a higher price in that neighborhood because nothing else in the neighborhood is selling like that.
I will tell you
That's
this
very articulated.
most likely this is how the conversation in a situation like this is going between an agent and a seller. A seller says, "Well, I want to sell my property because I need to move out of state or move out of city," as you probably have a conversation with someone in your neighborhood, Bree, right? And the agent is like, "Yeah, I can help you." And they're like, "Okay, what price were you thinking?" The agent might have said, "Well, I think the most you can go on the market is for maybe 509 or 530 or 20 if you want to try a price because you have a bigger square footage." And the seller would be like, "Well, that won't cut it for me because I spent over $110,000 in remodeling this property. I need that money and some more money back." So hence, the new price on the market is another $35,000 above market. But there's not a single comp, guys. Let me go back there.
If you start shopping for homes within 575, you're going to have a whole different house.
Yeah. And one thing we are not showing you right now is what else is around that in that
I was
area.
gonna say, and a whole different neighborhood, Savannah Ranch, they don't really have any amenities.
Amenities.
So you go to Bryson, maybe that would be the price in Bryson, but
Yeah.
Bryson has a nice pool. They have the different amenities. They have the hike and bike trail. They have the pond.
This is what we're talking about. How real is your realtor or broker with you when they are helping you make a decision to sell? Now, people are thinking, well, and I'll tell you this: what's happening in sellers' mind. Well, it's probably just not a good time to sell because market is low. I think Roger showed us a whole slide deck of data showing how our market is out of that cusp of downfall. We're back going up. And if I show you what I'm about to say next, you're gonna freak out again. Look at this.
Yeah, I think listing volume is kind of really pulled back, and with that, the prices are going to maintain and go up.
Okay, so you see this? Can you see my screen real quick?
Yeah, make it bigger, please.
Okay, can you see?
Can you make it tiny? Yeah, there. Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
Okay,
like-
so this is like the 5-year trend analysis that we review for our people, right? In 2024, the number of sales were 1940 in January, 2,500 in February, and March 3rd, 3029, April 3092. So we're sustaining strong. But look at what happened to the average price. We're going 528 to
prices are
537 to
going up.
556, 592. You ready for this kicker now? The months of inventory was 3 months and 4.4, 3.3, 3.72, 4.38. More inventory, higher price, higher number of sales. Can you see the next screen?
People have options. No?
Can you see a next screen for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you saw that, right? So with higher inventory, right, that I just showed you guys, and right here. So just to kind of wrap it up, higher month of inventory, higher number of sales, and the price still, because people have been telling us that inventory impacts the prices. Well, guess what? That concept is being bought right now. There's higher demand in the market now. Now let's look at this. I'm going to share this tab instead. Can you all still see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Now, Austin, Round Rock, Georgetown area. You're ready for those ups? I have such a track record and I can't wait to make a movie out of this. Oh,
Disruption.
The universe is calling.
why does it happen? I need to get this off my phone. Do y'all hear anything?
Huh?
Do you hear that?
Well, I heard
Yeah.
the ring, but
Gosh, I can't stand that ring. Anyways, look at this. Okay, so Austin, Round Rock, Georgetown area. Median price 1.1% up. Closed sales. Write this down. 5.9%. Sales dollar volume 8.9%. Month of inventory has gone up, and regardless of months of inventory, all the numbers are showing up. New listings are going up, active listings are going up, pending are going up, and days on the market are starting to come down. Look at what's happening in city of Austin. Median price up, closed sales up, month of inventory up. So if anybody is talking about month of inventory, don't worry about it. It's great. It means buyers are able to at least shop around. You don't want a buyer remorse because that's not a happy transaction for a seller or a buyer and for a broker in the deal. So look at this month of inventory. That means if you are a buyer in the market right now, don't think you can just go around and cut sellers' legs off on their prices. Be reasonable because look at this. Pending sales in city of Austin are up 18.7%. Although active listings are up 75%, new listings are up. What does it mean? Although a lot of new properties are coming on the market, but they're also getting absorbed at a really good rate. Travis County, up, 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 up. Pending sales are up down 1.9%, not a big deal. Days on the market up too. So regardless of the factors that like days on the market, month of inventory, these are the two things, and number of active and new listings coming into the market. These are the things that slow down our sales price, our dollar volume, and our closed sales. If regardless of these numbers, things are starting to go up, guess what you're about to see next? You're going to see lower month of inventory. You're going to start seeing lower days on the market, and you're going to see higher average to list price ratio because the new listings and active listings are going to start going down. People are not going to want to get rid of their houses because they're starting to go up again. So right now you have options and you have opportunity. So buy. I'm not going to waste my time in Williamson County too much. There's a little down here, but up, 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 up. Days on the market, 25 days down.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, Hayes County is the outskirts for anybody who's listening to this webinar. Outskirts, not bad, only 1.6% down, but closed sales, month of inventory, dollar volume, up, up, up. And guess what? Average days on the market, pretty much the same. Bastrop County, I am not surprised. This thing is on fire, and these numbers are about to change very quickly. So, what I'm really trying to share with you guys, where are you all now? I need another tab. What I'm trying to share with you guys is that Roger showed you true weather of the real estate market today. What it looked like between COVID and the highest peak in the market, and then what happened when the big disruption occurred. The big disruption occurred in 2022 and 2023. This is what 2024 is starting to look like. The strokes are going up. Oh my gosh, this is a great conversation. Yes, so we talk about Kubler-Ross grief cycle. Now, I will share a story about him. Like, he's a great psychiatrist, I believe, and he studied a lot of people who were grieving. And here is what he had identified their pattern to be. Most people, when there is a big shocking news that is delivered, they have a denial around it, which means they try to avoid it, they're confused, they're shocked, they're in fear. And then there's anger and frustration and irritation and anxiety in the market, which we experienced a lot of it in 2022 and 2023 practically. Then after that, they start bargaining, means they're struggling to find meaning and they're reaching out to others, telling one story that this is what's happening, this is what's going on. They're normalizing themselves here. And sometimes people go into a little depression where they're overwhelmed and they're like, I wonder if it's ever going to change, if any of my work or any of my opportunities ever going to amount to anything. And then ultimately we're in acceptance. And I think the up numbers we are seeing is a direct indicator of the acceptance in the market. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. Like, I'm
Yeah,
so
definitely.
up. So Bree, let's get it out there and tell people what they need to hear, because clearly we are not in a doom and gloom.
No. And anyone who says, oh, prices are about to go down, show me where the data is on that. Because I can
Yeah.
show you the data that's showing that it's going up.
You know what I'm going to start saying? I said, send me the video of the TikToker who told you that.
Look, check this out. If the prices go down a little, people will withdraw their listings and go back into the grief cycle, right? They're going back and bargaining again. And I don't think we're going to see the flood of listings.
Always.
I don't think we're going to see the flood of listings that everyone's expecting in the case of doom and gloom.
Beautiful. So, guys, today we delivered 58 minutes and 48 seconds of value straight up. We don't plan and filter out what we're going to say. We're on the go. The only thing we dedicate ourselves is on studying the market, and we just let the conversation flow, because you need something that is real, on camera and off camera. So, guys, if you are interested in finding out what real estate has for you, and if you're somebody who has been dreaming about unlocking that potential, give us a call. We'll love to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
See you next week. Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
guys. Bye.